Goku's training had started with the angel Vados of Universe 11. Meanwhile, in a faraway place from all the 12 universes, the three Celestials had been able to observe everything that had happened, because they wanted to recruit a powerful warrior, so that he would also be able to help them in their plan to eradicate the Divine Kingdom.
The power of that warrior is amazing. I can't believe he's a mere mortal.
I agree with you, even though he would be an extremely powerful warrior, since only his life of a mortal would be able to reach the Ultra Instinct.
Indeed, if that warrior were able to train for millions of years, as we have done, he would be able to achieve an extremely incredible power.
So, what do you think if he is the only man in our team?
But in the same way, let him be the most powerful warrior.
I understand that he's the only man, but the most powerful of our team is completely impossible. Although he has great power, he needs much more.
No, Mayuki, don't make fun, because most likely the warrior is capable of surpassing all of us.
Returned to the planet of Champa, Goku in this short time period was able to even access the imperfect Ultra Instinct, since his impulse for revenge would be much more powerful than his limitations, so his increase in power was completely madness. Mr. Goku, I'm surprised by the power you're being able to achieve, because even for us angels who are gifted, we're not able to increase our power in that way. You must be a super genius.
And I appreciate your empty words, but on this occasion, I want to break all my bones if necessary. My friends were eliminated because of my weakness. Even Vegeta gave his life for me.
Mr. Goku, I completely understand, but the Divine Kingdom will regret everything you've done, as I'm sure that you'll be the warrior capable of changing the Divine World. Goku would instantly start meditating to be able to assimilate all the new power he had been able to obtain. However, a glitch in his energy would make Beerus able to feel his presence. What the hell? What's supposed to be going on? That is the power of Son Goku, and if my perception doesn't fail, the power comes from Universe 6. Beerus instantly, with the help of Whis, would be able to communicate with the god of Universe 11, asking to come to his planet quickly. After a few minutes, the god Bellmound was able to reach the planet of Beerus. What the hell do you want, Beerus? You know I'm a very busy guy. I've been able to be very nervous since only replacing the god of destruction can bring the destruction the universe is involved. Bellmound, that's nothing to worry about, since the Angel of the Universe 4 is on our side, since he hates all mortals in the same way. Well, I understand, but now tell me, what the hell do you want? I don't have any time for your ridiculousness. I've been able to feel the power of Son Goku. I'm not sure if it's him, but we can't leave any loose ends. Otherwise, they'll end up with us. Beerus, don't say stupid things. It's impossible that Son Goku's still alive. It's true that we weren't able to use destructive energy on his soul, but no warrior is able to revive him, since we even finished with all his friends. Bellmound, but we can't stay with the doubt, because if Son Goku's still alive, I'm sure he'll be able to do the impossible to finish us off. Damn, Beerus. Alright, let's head to the planet of the useless guy from Champa. The gods, together with their angels, would head towards Universe 6, but before entering their universe, Beerus would give the signal to Whis so that he would be able to camouflage them completely. By flying at a high speed, they were able to reach the planet of Champa, being surprised to realize how Goku was on top of a mountain meditating. What? How is this possible? We're able to end the life of that damn worm, so Champa for that reason said absolutely nothing. I'll annihilate him. Whis, at that time, would use mental power to be able to communicate with his sister.
Vados, we're on top of Mr. Champa's planet. You know that if we disobey an order of our god, we are forced to perform it by divine punishment. When realizing it had been too late, as he would realize how Champa had been commanded to fly from a powerful blow, which destroyed everything around him. While Beerus, mercilessly that he is his brother, would begin to grant him a shrapnel of blows, which on this occasion Champa wasn't able to defend himself. Beerus, from a powerful blow, would be able to send him to the bottom of the sea. You're a pathetic good-for-nothing. You're no good even for warm-ups, Stellarain. Hundreds of balls of energies would be thrown towards Champa, who, still stunned by that blow, wasn't able to dodge any of Beerus' attacks. Vados, you, like an angel, you're not able to get involved in the matter of the gods, so you can't do anything to prevent Son Goku's death. Vados, in anger, would not say anything, but at that moment, a great power would be felt all over the planet of Beerus. That's right, the god Champa had been able to release 100% of all his power. Damn, Beerus, you look worse than a cockroach attacking from behind.
and without me being able to put myself on guard. What? How are you able to recover from those blows?
Ciampa, with an incredible speed that even both angels were surprised, was able to hit Beerus with an amazing force. That blow would send him flying thousands of kilometers. Belmont, from his back, would try to throw a great attack, but at the moment, Ciampa, with his great speed, was able to move quickly, starting to give Belmont a beating. For his part, Beerus would stand up, but too much blood would spread all over the place.
A miserable Ciampa. He was able to hit me with the incredible power. I won't forgive him. If I have to transform myself, I will.
Beerus would channel all his energy. That's right, making the whole planet of Ciampa look like a little destroyed by all the extortion of his power. But instantly, that even his power spread through Universe 6. Beerus would be observed in his combat form.
Damn worm. I hope that this time I'm prepared, because when I use this power, I'm not able to contain myself.
Beerus, with a great speed, would move, so being in front of Ciampa, he was able to hold his hand with great power, as he was holding Belmont by the neck.
You better be calm, because at this moment your older brother will show you who's the boss of this place.
Beerus and Ciampa, they stared at each other, so at the moment, both began to exchange hundreds of blows all over the battlefield, while Belmont fell to the ground very badly injured and on the verge of death.
Ah, damn it! The damage that fucker did to me was serious. My energy veins look like they're about to explode. I'll have to transform or die.
Belmont at the moment would grant access to his combat state, so the whole Universe 6 would start to shudder, which would even force Goku to open his eyes.
Mr. Ciampa won't be able to do anything against those two, but I'm currently able to even take down those two trash.
Between Belmont and Beerus were able to give a beating to Ciampa, who, despite having achieved an incredible power, would not be able to face both gods at their maximum powers. Ciampa had been sent to fly to a part of the planet, causing incredible chaos around.
It's a pity that you won't be able to support of any of the gods. For choosing the wrong side right now, we'll end your pathetic life.
Beerus, together with Belmont, had thrown a powerful attack against Ciampa, which, having no energy, was about to be eradicated. But the incredible attack would be reduced to mere atoms, while an incredible aura would rise all over that place. Oh, Mr. Goku's been able to access the Ultra Instinct to its maximum power. This is really amazing.
Goku, I really appreciate it. If not for you, I would have died.
Don't worry, Mr. Ciampa. At this moment, I'll defend you.
No, Goku, I can tell that those wretches are ungrateful.
Go away. I'll be able to stop them for a few minutes.
No matter your sacrifice, we'll be able to find this dirty mortal and end his existence.
Goku would begin to approach both gods, which felt like an incredible pressure was falling on their entire bodies.
What the hell's going on? I feel like my body's much heavier. I'm not even able to move freely, as my body alerts me of death. This must be a mistake, because a simple warrior like you wouldn't be able to unleash all that incredible power. So I'll finish you.
Belmont, using an incredible and a needle, would be able to cause himself some damage, throwing himself towards Goku, who would observe him with a cold gaze.
You were able to free yourself from my pressure with pain, but how are you able to dodge this?
Goku, with a quick movement, was able to grant the god Belmont millions of blows in a matter of only 3 seconds. That's right, Goku's speed had grown to overwhelming levels, which this time was able to make Beerus start shaking.
What? How are you able to award millions of hits to Belmont? He wasn't even able to see anything.
Meanwhile, this battle was being watched by the Celestial Three, as well as by the Daishinkan High Priest.
I can't allow Beerus and Belmont to fall to the battlefield. As much as the most powerful gods, the balance will be broken, and they will be the key to the ritual of ascent.
Daishinkan would begin to channel an incredible energy in his hands, so that after a few seconds, he would throw an incredible attack into space, which seemed to have been devoured by an existence. But at that instant, everything around him would turn a red color, while the chains of the underworld were able to be observed, just as the entrance would have been completely letting out a powerful warrior.
I have used a lot of my angelic power to be able to summon you. I want you to end that Saiyan's life, and save that pair of gods and angels. I understand, but you'll have to grant me much more angelic energy, since I have been sealed for millions of years. When you're able to fulfill the mission, I will grant you, since I understand that you being the exterminator of gods and angels, you possess large amounts of angelic energy inside. So leave. Apparently the High Priest has been very well informed of me.
The exterminator of gods had quickly left for Universe 6, being able to carry in mere seconds. Just when Goku was charging a large sphere of energy to finish off both gods, the environment had completely changed, being able to destroy even everything in his path, just like an opposing warrior could be observed. What is this pressure? Is an angel going to get in my way? I feel like all my bones are completely pulverized. Goku would sin, as even the angels had a hard time standing.
I've been sent by the exterminator priest. I have a mission to save the life of that pair of good-of-nothing gods, just like the ending of this life for this simple Saiyan.
Damn, I can tell by your appearance you have absorbed the energy of thousands of warriors, which even forced you to mutate.
I'm better known as the exterminator of gods, so when I finish with each of my prey, I'm able to steal their powers completely.
Vados would communicate with Goku telepathically.
Mr. Goku, you have to leave quickly since you won't be able to do anything against him. I'll be the decoy and keep coming back stronger.
Vados, without carrying anything, she rushed against the new warrior, but to everyone's surprise, that guy was able to leave her on the verge of death with a simple movement, since on this occasion he'd been able to cross her chest.
Ha ha ha! Oh, pathetic, you guys are extremely weak subjects, so there's nothing to be afraid of, but I'm planning to end your life quickly to get my reward.
Goku, despite using all his power, had not been able to do anything, since his body weighed thousands of tons. The warrior, taking advantage of his power, would begin to give a beating to Goku. His blows were so powerful that screams could be heard throughout Universe 6, since each blow was capable of destroying his bones as well as his energy veins. The warrior, with a powerful blow, was able to send him to the planet to the brink of death. Goku had even returned to his base state without being able to do anything against his enemy, that it was an overwhelming power. Damn it! The same thing always happens! I'm sick of being weak! For their part, the three heavenly warriors were able to observe everything. The damn weakling is the exterminator! Millions of years ago, he even begged us for his life, so that we would be able to let him go. I'll finish that worm. No, Mayuki. I, as the leader of the Celestials, will finish with that miserable. The Celestial named Fria, with a dimensional change, was able to reach the planet of Champa. And at the moment of arriving, an incredible pressure was able to fall on the god, which he felt like his bones were pulverizing.
What is this feeling? This power I remember. I feel how my whole being trembles.
While everything around him changed completely, one could observe a beautiful woman who, without even releasing absolutely anything of her power, was capable of causing devastation around the place. Instantly, she would begin to approach the exterminator of gods. The powerful Fria and the leader of the trio of the Celestials had arrived on the battlefield, with which her simple pressure was able to break several of the bones of the exterminator, who at the moment of observing her would panic. That's right, on this occasion, the imposing warrior looked like a simple kitten, since he was not even able to move.
Damn Daishinkan, she never informed me that messing with these damn guys was messing with these damn. No matter what energy she stole, I'm no match for her.
Fria, with a smile, would begin to approach the exterminator, who was still standing but without being able to move any of his muscles, which would anger the leader of the Celestials. Do you think you're at my level enough not to bow down to me? Get on your knees now, because if we compare our powers, it's like trying to compare a lion with a simple ant, which is what you are. An incredible, much more powerful pressure would fall on the entire body of the exterminator, forcing him to kneel, while Fria would put her foot on the head of the exterminator, which left everyone surprised, even Daishinkan, who was also watching everything that was happening in the Universe 6.
What the hell? The exterminator is the most powerful warrior that's ever existed, only being surpassed by the lineage of the kings of all. Who is that woman?
I don't know who you are, but I appreciate it, because if it weren't for you, I'm sure all of us here would have died. I'll be honest, I'm not interested in what happens to these weaklings, but I, the leader of the Celestials, want you to be part of our team. What? I can't believe what I'm hearing. How is it possible that there's a group called the Celestials, and much more they want to recruit Mr. Goku? The Angel of Universe 11 would try to pick up her god to leave at high speed. However, at the moment, Fria with a simple glance, was able to make both of them reduce to mere ashes. So in the same way, she had ended the life of Beerus while she would stare at Whis. "You're angel from Universe 7. I could tell that you are a pure heart, and you don't allow yourself to be influenced by the simple authority of the higher-ranking beings. But your position as an angel makes you have to obey, so you have no choice. I thank you for sparing my life, but I will be honest. I prefer to be eradicated by you, because if I leave alive, I will be granted another god, or even the High Priest can end us for failing to comply with the mandate of an angel." "What do you think if you join us in the same way? You will be our angel. For me, it will be the greatest honor to be able to say that in a decision. I know that you will be able to respect that."
I have to use all my power. It's the perfect opportunity. This one with my guard down, if I'm able to give a single blow on her, I'm sure I can knock her out.
At that moment, an incredible power was perceived all over the place, while a flash could be observed. That's right, the exterminator had rushed against Fria, being able to connect an incredible blow on the face of the celestial beauty. The rumble had been incredible since everything around him was destroyed. However, at the moment that the exterminator would try to flee, it was impossible for him, since at that instant Fria's hand was able to hold him. That's right, the incredible blow had not been able to cause him any harm, which would make him panic, getting down on one knee again.
"My lady, I just wanted to check all your power. You know, after so many millions of years, I wanted to know if my power had increased a little."
"Haha, your power is pathetic. Even though you used 100% of all your power, you weren't able to do anything against me. Die, pathetic worm!" Fria, by stretching out one of her hands, was able to eliminate him completely. That's right, the exterminator did not stand a chance against Fria, who instantly, by stretching out one of her hands, was able to rebuild the entire planet of the Champa God, as well as the planets that had been destroyed by her great battle. "Angel of Universe 6, if it is not important to you, I'll take Son Goku with us. But don't worry, I won't leave you helpless. I'll use a barrier which not even the king at all will be able to destroy. And you have to know that the Divine Kingdom is more corrupted than you think. I really thank you for being able to save us. And of course, if Son Goku wishes to leave with you, I respect his decision." Goku, a little hurt by the pressure of the exterminator, would approach towards Fria, and Vados. "If you leave, I wish to leave with Miss Fria, since I've been able to realize that the incredible power she possesses, even if she is able to train me, I'm sure this will be much more powerful, but I promise I'll come back for you. Thanks to you, I have this opportunity." "Don't worry, Mr. Goku, we'll be waiting for you at this place." "Son Goku, show that your power has no limits. I'm sure that you'll be able to surpass the great priest Daishinkan-sama." "Thank you very much for your words, Mr. Champa. Angel of Universe 7, it'll be better for you to stay in this place so that they have how to become more powerful. In the same way, no one will be able to break this barrier." Fria's gaze would instantly change to the look of anger as she stared at the nothing. "Damn good-for-nothing priest. I know you're watching everything that happened, but you and that dwarf better get ready, because soon we'll finish with all of you." Fria, with one blow, was able to cut off communication with the great priest, who would fall seated, because no being had been able to cut off his communication.
"My body won't stop shaking. I have to find out who the hell that woman is."
Daishinkan would enter the most inhospitable corners of all the 12 universes with the intention of finding information about that woman and the group of the Celestials. On the other hand, in a very remote place of all the 12 universes, Fria had been able to arrive with her companions, accompanied by Goku. "I know it's kind of weird, but Son Goku will be the only male member of our team, so I want them to keep their respect and, above all, to train him, since his power is very low and he's a genius, since in the last 100 years he's been able to even surpass the gods of destruction, being able to reach 45% of the power of an angel." "Understood. So when you order Fria, we will start with the training of our new member." "Of course, yes. We will be ready to help with our new partner." "I thank you for having that hospitality with me, and I promise that I'll become much more powerful to be able to protect you in the future." "You made me blush, but that's impossible since your power is far from our power, and that you have the intention has pleased me a lot." In this moment, we'll start with Son Goku's training, so you access the Ultra Instinct maximum power, since you will need it, and increase all the power you can, but without losing speed, that is the maximum power that your body supports. Goku would immediately access the Ultra Instinct maximum power. He was able to leave Fria a little surprised since his power was much greater than when he was on the planet of Champa. That's right, the damage of that battle had granted him an incredible increase in all his power, so instantly, of a great silver light, it was possible to observe Goku at his maximum. You really possess an incredible power. As for only trained for less than 100 years, if you keep with that growth rate, you'll be able to surpass us, although it is hard for me to admit it. Enough talking. It is time to start. I want you to create clones with 5% of your power. Son Goku will have to beat them to be able to pass the next test. Only 5% of power? Are you sure you're not underestimating me? If you're able to beat our clones with ease, I will grant you whatever you wish. I will even be able to meet you as the new commander of our group. This'll be fun. I want to test 5% of his powers in that case. The clones had rushed against Goku, who was able to notice as his speed was incredible because despite processing the Ultra Instinct, one of them was able to tear his face a little by dropping a few drops of blood. What? This is only 5% of the power. This will be much harder than I thought. The coordination of the three warriors was incredible, so much so that he was even able to put a warrior like Goku in trouble. After a few moments, Goku would be able to simulate the speed of each of his enemies. However, the power of his fist was not enough to be able to eliminate them. So at the moment, Fria, with a quick movement, was able to give him a big blow, sending him into the air, where both clones were waiting for him. And with a combined blow, he was able to make him fall with amazing power. Destroying everything in his path, the three warriors would move closer to Goku. What happened to Goku? I thought our clones with 5% of our power were too weak for you. That would be a lesson, so you can understand the level that separates us, but I'm sure that you'll be able to become a powerful warrior. My whole body hurts. The power of the maximum must be amazing, because only with his clones I was able to receive so much damage. Mayu, heal all of Goku's wounds, please, so that he's able to equally increase his power in a better way. For his part, Daishinkan had been able to reach the limits of the 12 universes, in which he was able to notice a very ancient scroll, in which he would also find several of the answers to all his doubts. This is a very old scroll, but apparently it has something written on it. Daishinkan, being a very ancient angel, he was able to understand several things, not everything, but he would realize that the clans of the Celestials was much an older clan, even the kings at all, while their power came to all the planets and stars, which allowed them to have almost unlimited power. So those guys have their powers thanks to the planets and stars. This will be interesting, because if we destroy all the universes, we'll have no powers at all. Daishinkan would return to the palace, where Zeno-sama and his two guardians were waiting for him, as he had left without any warning. Daishinkan, where were you? As far as I remember, I haven't been able to ask you for anything in the limits of the 12 universes, so you must have a good explanation. My lord, I don't know if you have the knowledge of the Celestials, but I have been able to discover their weak point. Zeno-sama would remember how millions of years ago his father had told him about 4 warriors that he should never face. 3 of them belonging to the group of the Celestials, and the last warrior, the god of the underworld. Since the power of those warriors seemed to be infinite, even a king at all was not able to do anything against them. I want you to tell me everything you've discovered, since I respected the Celestials, but those damn ones, they ended my father's life. I still don't understand the reason, but I'm not interested. What I want is revenge. But my lord, next to the Celestials is his best friend Son Goku, because as far as I can understand, the clan has recruited him. I'm not interested in Son Goku being part of those damn good-for-nothings. Right now, we'll start with the plan to eradicate those bastards. My lord, as far as I've been able to investigate, their power comes from the planets and stars. So if there are no planets nearby, they won't be able to possess the power that characterizes them. Aha! His weak point has been much easier than I thought. And this is perfect, since I also plan to destroy all the 12 universes. My lord, if you plan to destroy all the 12 universes, allow me to absorb the power of all the gods and angels, as I want to raise my power. Don't worry, you can absorb the power of those damn garbage. Daishinkan, with his great mental power, had requested a meeting with all the 12 universes. So each of the gods and angels had arrived, with the exception of the angels of universe 6, 7, and 9. While on the other hand, the gods of universes 4, 6, 7, 9 would not arrive at the meeting either. Damn, those damn were able to finish with the angel of universe 11 and likewise with the gods. But damn of Whis and Vados,
I'll make them suffer. We have arrived, Daishinkan-sama. Tell us, what has happened? At this time, all of you will be part of my power, as it will be for the greater good.
The gods and the angels were surprised, but Daishinkan, without letting them react, was able to create a large pentagram on the top of the gods. So every drop of his powers would begin to enter Daishinkan's body, while the gods and angels remained in simple bones.
The power that runs through my body is incredible. Soon, we'll be able to end all those miserable.
While you were able to assimilate all that power, I will destroy every planet and star. Zeno-sama would immediately access his combat form, with which he was able to destroy every planet and star in the 12 universes. While an incredible scream would shake each of the 12 universes. That's right, Daishinkan had been able to access 100% of all his new power.
I have to control all this power as to not have an energy drain.
Very soon, we'll be able to see each other's faces again, and they better be ready. Goku would continue with his great training, which was supervised by the Celestial Three. However, it had already been 3 days since Goku wasn't able to defeat his clones. I agree that he is a genius, but for him to be able to beat our clones, it would take him at least 2 years. And of course, if he is the genius we think, since an ordinary being would take him at least 10 years. I agree with you, Mayuki, but I feel like Son Goku is hiding something else. Before they're able to speak, Goku would give a big smile in Super Saiyan Blue. It's time! I already been able to master all that power. It hasn't been that long yet. This is the power that the deity who revived me helped me achieve. The clones pounced against Goku, but with incredible speed, he would dodge each of their blows while feeding his 3 teachers. I'm ready for the next training! Haha, what are you saying? I've seen you dodge them with great agility, but to move on to the next training, you must be able to beat them. And that's what I'll do right now! Goku would clench his fists, beginning to release an amazing power. That's right, the knowledge of that deity had granted him had been incredible. So Goku would begin to break his limits as a Saiyan while everything around him began to shake, which would leave the trio of warriors very surprised. Goku would continue to expel an amazing power. After a few moments of an incredible scream, he was able to access his maximum power, which was able to dominate it 100%, being this the state of the Super Saiyan 3 Ultra Instinct, which would leave everyone surprised of the incredible power that emanated from his body. It's time to finish the first training! Goku, as a flash, was able to hold Fria's clone by the neck with an incredible brutality, breaking it, and with a quick attack from his mouth, he was able to disintegrate it completely. Goku would move with the remaining 2 clones, starting to exchange millions of blows all over the battlefield. The clones were not able to keep up with Goku's speed. I can't believe this. I had understood that he was a genius, but this warrior is a genius among geniuses. I agree with what Mayu says. I can't believe he was able to beat our clones in only 3 days. Who is this Fria warrior? At this moment, I don't even know myself. We only knew that he was the mortal who was able to surpass all the gods, but I don't think he was able to have so much potential. Goku, while continuing to exchange blows, he would learn the combat style of his enemies, and when he got completely used to it, he was able to end up sending one of them flying with a big blow, destroying everything in his path. You owed me that punch, because it was the punch that almost knocked me out before. Goku would stretch out one of his fists, stopping one of the blows, and with one kick, he was able to make her retreat a few meters since he was able to cover himself before Goku's kick impacted with her. His opponent at that moment would begin to carry an incredible power in his palms. That's right, that was his final attack. If this is your final attack, I still have to respond, and I'll charge an attack with which I will reduce you to mere atoms. Goku would begin to carry a powerful attack in his hands, and after a few seconds, both threw their most powerful attacks. But the difference was clear, since Goku would take advantage quickly. However, at the moment, the clone of Mayu would likewise gather all his power, throwing an attack matching the balance a little more. This is bad for Son Goku. No matter what power he possesses, if 2 attacks of that caliber is able to hit him, I'm sure they'll disintegrate him. Let's wait. If something happens, we intervene, because I want to know if he really is able to defeat our clones with his power alone. Both clones began to take the advantage, so Fria was about to intervene, but a smile would resonate throughout the battlefield, while Goku, in less than 1 second, was able to double his power, destroying the attack of both, and in the same way, disintegrating them completely, leaving no trace of their enemies. How fun that was! But like I said, Fria, I'm ready to make my way for the next training. Your son Goku, you've been giving me surprises, but that's okay. Tomorrow we will continue with your training since this battle must have left you exhausted.
Not at all! I didn't use this power because I wanted to control it 100%, so don't worry, I'm able to fight for weeks with this power. I want to test your power. I will increase my power until you're no longer able to keep up with me. What do you think? And at the end of the battle, we will continue tomorrow with the training. Sounds good to me. I want to check the true power of the Celestial. They've trained for millions of years. I'm excited.
Okay, but Mayuki, don't overdo it, because Goku's not at our level yet.
Fria, I'm asking you, please, let him use the power that I support. I want him to hit me with his power. Only then I'll be able to become much more powerful.
Okay, then don't blame me if you're not able to move tomorrow.
I hope you're prepared, because at this moment, you will fight with one of the most powerful beings in existence. Of course I'm ready, so tag me whenever you want.
To which Goku would finish his sentence, an incredible blow had hit his face, sending him flying millions of kilometers, and being dragged by everything around him. But before he was able to recover, Mayuki would throw thousands of energy spheres, which Goku was able to dodge each one of them, thinking,
the fist must have been able to connect me. It was amazing. It almost knocked me out. I can't believe the power it has.
Goku, with his great speed, was approached Mayuki, starting to exchange thousands of blows. But on this occasion, Goku was not able to connect any blow, while Mayuki was able to hit him several blows, which caused him an amazing damage.
Son Goku's power even exceeds 35% of our power. That's why he's been able to defeat our clones without any difficulty.
Apparently, Mayuki's been able to know what Son Goku's limit was, since this time he has not been able to increase his power much more. Mayuki, with a powerful blow to his stomach, had sent him flying to a nearby planet, destroying him by his power. While Mayuki approached Goku, he vomited too much blood, as Mayuki's blows contained an overwhelming power.
Ah, damn! The power of which he'd been able to hit me does not allow me to move. Even my body hurts too much, but I have to be able to withstand blows with 40% of all my power.
Goku would stand up while Mayuki would stare at him. You better not overexert yourself anymore, since your body can be affected, although you have my respect since you've been able to withstand my blows of power.
Is it true that it's impossible for me to beat you right now? But how about taking a hit with all my power? Even with all the power that I'm not able to master?
Wow, that sounds interesting, but to be honest, I doubt you'll exceed 50% of all my power. But I'm waiting for you. Try to grant me your hit. Goku would return to his base state while spitting out some more blood.
This will leave me out of combat for several days, but I don't plan on Mayuki being able to humble me in this way.
Goku would be able to go through each of his transformations, which did not release an amazing power. But by going through the Ultra Instinct, his power began to collect in all his energy veins. While his power seemed to have no limits, instantly several marks had appeared all over Goku's body, which he didn't recognize as celestial ones, and with an incredible roar, Goku was able to access the power beyond the Ultra Instinct Super Saiyan Phase 3.
What do you think of this power? I don't use it since I'm only able to hold it for a maximum of 50 seconds, but in that short time, I've been able to give you a good blow.
Mayuki would be on guard because the power that Goku emanated was amazing. But to everyone's surprise, Goku was able to connect an incredible punch in the stomach by which the power was able to make her kneel. While vomiting large amounts of blood, her gaze became blurred.
What? I'm not able to see anything. He's almost knocked me out. I can't believe this. He's an my power of 50%.
He really has the potential that Son Goku has, because no matter who his opponent is, he's always able to engage and become much more powerful.
Stand up! I want to try this power. I don't have so much time. I'd have planned to let you humble me. At this moment, you've made me irate.
Mayuki would expel 80% of his power, starting to exchange millions of blows with Son Goku, but at the moment, both were very equal. That's right, even though Mayuki had accessed 80% of his power, he wasn't able to get to the lead. This would leave two companions surprised. However, the more the battle went on, Goku would grant him many more blows. Because Mayuki's fury did not let her think clearly, it only repeated over and over again.
This can't be, this can't be! I've trained for millions of years. I can't be that warrior who doesn't surpass 100 years to be able to beat me.
Goku in his carelessness was able to grant him another incredible blow, but the blow on this occasion, Mayuki was able to withstand it, and in the same way connect an incredible blow to Goku, which was able to knock him out of combat, since Goku had been sent flying and would fall to the ground in his base state, while Mayuki began to approach with his companions.
Son Goku has been able to irate me, but you've been aware that the power he possesses is amazing. Mayuki, are you alright? Your body is expelling too much blood. Mayuki would begin to answer anything. He would fall out of combat as is. So Son Goku's power is so great he's able to beat a Celestial if he doesn't use all his power. This is interesting. His next training will be the last. Fria, take Mayuki and Son Goku to the castle rooms so that they will be able to fully recover. Okay, I'm counting on you. I'll stay here in case you need anything. Mayu would leave with both warriors who were out of combat to heal them and let them recover. Meanwhile, returning to the palace of Zeno-sama, both rulers had been completely corrupted with the thirst for revenge, which had led to the annihilation of each of the planets along with their gods and angels. The only planet that was still intact was the god of Universe 6. We have to finish with those bastards because I'm sure if we finish with them, the supposed Celestials will come to their aid.
I agree with you, my lord, and since there are no planets, they'll be able to release all their power. We will be able to defeat them.
Returning to Planet 6, Vados was very thoughtful. If what happened is true, our father along with Zeno-sama should not take long to come to us, but since we've also broken the rules. But this isn't fair, since even our brothers who have done nothing has been absorbed by our father. In that case, we have to be prepared, since I have not been able to communicate with the Celestial. Do we have to be ready? What do you mean by it? It doesn't matter that we fight together. We're no match for Daishinkan, much less the king of all Zeno-sama.
At the moment, a great rumble would shake the entire planet of Champa. That's right, the barrier that Fria had placed was beginning to be attacked by multiple energy attacks of an incredible amount of power. They've arrived. Alright, now we have to pray that Fria's barrier will be able to save us while they arrive. I doubt they'll be able to break that barrier easily, but if they continue with that amount of energy, sooner or later they will succeed. Meanwhile, returning to Mayu and Fria, both realized that the barrier that Fria had placed was beginning to receive great damage, which only hinted that the beings of the Kingdom of the Whole had intervened. I knew that damn dwarf and his priest couldn't stand by and do nothing, but this time I'm planning to end their pathetic lives once and for all. I'll accompany you, Fria, since they apparently are both. Don't worry, because if there are 100 of them, they wouldn't be able to do anything against me, because the power of the universe is on my side. The barrier that had been completely destroyed, but instantly a large portal would still form on the planet of Champa, while Fria would arrive on the battlefield exploiting her great power. But in a few moments, she would realize what the beings of the realm of the All had realized.
Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.